Heartwarming moment. Little girl begs, "Mom, please stop." Until the incredible truth was revealed. Mia was 8 years old, and her laughter filled the air like bubbles in summer. She skipped down the block, golden hair bouncing while her curious brown eyes sparkled with mischief. But behind that joy, a shadow loomed, a burden that tugged at her tiny heart. As she raced past the neighbors, she overheard whispers about her mother. "Can you believe she chose to raise that girl alone? I don't know how she thinks she'll manage." Those words felt like stones, sinking deep in her chest. Why couldn't the adults see the love in their cozy home, with mismatched furniture and the smell of takeout for dinner? One afternoon, the park was alive. Colors danced, but Mia's heart sank. Her classmate Charlie's birthday party was dazzling, a whirlwind of balloons, laughter, and mountains of cake. Mia tugged at her mother's sleeve, eyes wide with longing. "Mom, why can't we have a party like that?" The disappointment echoed in the silence between them. Lisa forced a smile, a tightness in her chest. She worked so hard, juggling 2 jobs just to keep food on the table. Yet here she was, feeling like she was failing her sweet girl. "Honey, we celebrate the way we can with love," she said, but the truth was hidden in her weary eyes. She wanted more for Mia, and it tore her apart. As days slipped by, Mia's heart echoed with her wish for more time with her mother. "Mom, please stop working so hard. I just want us to spend time together." Each time, Lisa brushed it off with a tired smile. "Soon, sweetie." But Mia, bright as the day, felt the heaviness of unexpressed love swirling in their little home, the pressure of bills looming like clouds overhead. When Mia's birthday arrived, Lisa went all out in secret. She filled their modest living room with homemade decorations, the kind that glittered with love rather than money. Yet, when Mia walked into the room, she felt a pang of disappointment. Her party didn't match the excitement of Charlie's, not even close. Tears pooled in her eyes when she voiced her feelings, their emotional confrontation breaking like glass. "Mom, why can't we have anything nice?" It hurt to witness her daughter's pain, and taking a deep breath, Lisa revealed her struggles, the sacrifices made for Mia, the long nights spent working, and the endless love that rooted their bond. At that moment, something shifted in the air. One neighbor, someone who watched from afar, approached with a gentle look. "Lisa, I've seen how hard you work, the love you pour into this girl every day." Suddenly, a ripple of compassion spread through the small group gathered. Neighbors began sharing their stories, how they admired Lisa's resilience, how Mia's laughter had brightened their lives. As the sun began to set, Mia's heart swelled, witnessing kindness stemming from struggle. Those material things didn't define their happiness. Love did. But how would this newfound support change their world? Would Mia grasp her mother's sacrifices, learning the true essence of family? The adventure of discovery now awaited them, a story that hadn't yet reached its climax. Mia woke up the next day with a lighter heart. The conversations from the night before echoed in her mind like a fun melody, filling her with warmth. She and her mom had shared more than just a birthday. They had opened up a whole new door to understanding. Mia bounced out of bed, her fiery spirit ignited anew. Breakfast was a little different that morning. Lisa, noticing the change in her daughter's demeanor, smiled more as she poured the cereal. "You're up early today," she remarked, her voice tinged with surprise and joy. "I feel happy," Mia chirped, her mouth full of frosted flakes. "Mom, can we do something fun today? Just us?" Lisa hesitated, glancing at the clock. Bills waited, and the burden of her responsibilities loomed. But looking at Mia's hopeful face, she felt a spark of rebellion against her tightly wound schedule. "Sure, sweet pea," she said, eventually. "Let us have an adventure in the park." The pair spent the morning creating little treasures, flower crowns, colored rocks, and dreams that danced in the air like the butterflies they spotted fluttering nearby. Mia couldn't remember a time when her mom had let the world go for a moment, joining her in the magic of pretend play. "Look, Mom, I'm the queen of the park," Mia declared, donning a crown made of daisies. The laughter bubbled up again, surfacing from both of them, creating a rich formula of love and joy. For that instant, the pressures of life melted away. Nearby, the neighbor they had spoken to last night, Mrs. Thornton, watched from her porch. She shook her head, touched by the scene before her, and decided to join them. "Can I be part of the royal court?" she asked with a twinkle in her eye. Mia's eyes sparkled with delight. "Yes, of course. Everyone is welcome." The three of them improvised a silly ceremony, crowned granola and juice bottles as offerings, declaring everyone who participated part of the kingdom. Laughter rang out, painting the air with joy and reigniting the spirit of community that often drifted away in the hustle of daily life. But soon, reality crept back in. As they wound down their glorious day, Mia noticed a flat expression form on her mother's face. "What is it, Mom?" she asked, pausing from her twirling. Lisa sighed, the weight of her thoughts spilling back into her heart. "I just wish I could give you everything you deserve, Mia. Sometimes, I worry that it's not enough." Mia took a step forward, her small hands clutching her mom's. "But this was the best day ever. We had so much fun. That's what matters." Tears brimmed in Lisa's eyes, not from sorrow, but from the beauty of her child's wisdom. "You're right," she whispered, the knot in her chest easing. This is ours." As they held each other closely, something flickered in the sky behind them. The sun was setting spectacularly, painting vibrant hues of orange and pink. It felt like magic, binding them in a promise that everything would be okay. "Mom?" Mia's voice broke the silence. "Can we keep doing this? Can we make every day special, just by being us?" Lisa nodded, a renewed determination building within her. "Absolutely, sweetheart. It's going to take some planning, but we will." Just then, it hit Mia like a thunderbolt, a thought that made her heart race. "Mom, what if we start a club? Like the Royal Adventure Club? We could invite the neighbors." Lisa's eyes lit up, envisioning not just a club, but a way to bridge their lives to those around them, helping everyone heal. What if this small idea blossomed into something bigger than they ever imagined? Would other neighbors join them, sharing stories and laughter over time too? Lisa felt herself grow excited, cupping Mia's face in her hands. "Let us make a plan," she said with a grin. "I think we're on to something special." But as they plotted their new idea, little did they know the challenges awaiting them, secrets buried in the neighborhood that could either strengthen their bond or test it to its limits. What lay ahead in the journey of the Royal Adventure Club? The next morning dawned bright and clear, and Mia could hardly contain her excitement. She darted around the kitchen, finishing breakfast in record time while her mind buzzed with ideas for the Royal Adventure Club. "Mom, can we start planning right now?" she called, bounding into Lisa's office where she sat with her laptop. Lisa peeked over the screen, a little overwhelmed but charmed by Mia's enthusiasm. Okay. Let us do it," Lisa chuckled, pushing her work aside. Mia planted herself next to her mom at the table, immediately pulling out a colorful notebook from her backpack. "What do we need? How about a name for our first meeting?" Lisa smiled, tracing a finger over the spirals of the notebook. "How about a day of fun and friendship?" "Perfect," Mia shouted, her eyes gleaming with joy. "And we could have games, maybe a talent show?" As they crafted ideas together, the doorbell rang. It was Mrs. Thornton, with a warm pie in her hands. "I heard about your club," she said, beaming. "I just had to celebrate." "Oh wow. Thank you," Mia squealed, her smile brightening the entire living room. They welcomed Mrs. Thornton in, who immediately engaged with Mia in the planning process. "What else can we include, young queen?" she asked playfully. The energy in the room was electric, filled with laughter and a contagious sense of purpose. But as they began jotting down names of neighbors to invite, something shifted. A stray thought nagged at Lisa, her mind wandering back to the bills and responsibilities she had pushed aside. "Maybe we should keep it small at first," she murmured. "Why, Mom?" Mia asked, her face falling a little. "Couldn't we just try? What if everyone loves it?" Lisa sighed, feeling the tug of reality again. "I want it to be perfect, but organizing things with many people can be tricky," Mrs. Thornton chimed in. "No need to overthink it." The more, the merrier. The warmth of community makes it perfect. Mia nodded vigorously, her spirit unyielding. Let us go all out. We can come together, play games, and share stories. That's what the club is for. The idea sparked something in Lisa. Memories of laughter filled the air, echoing Mia's earlier defiance against worry. Yet, lingering in the back of her mind was that nagging feeling, the fear of failure. What if they couldn't meet everyone's expectations? As the afternoon sun streamed in, illuminating their plans now sprawled on the table, a knock on the door sliced through the warmth. Another neighbor, Mr. Collins, entered, his face marred with tension. Is everything all right? Lisa asked, her heart racing. Not really, he replied hesitantly, glancing around the room. I heard about your club, and I need to talk. It's about the neighborhood. Mia felt her heart skip and looked up at her mom, sensing a shift in the atmosphere. The sound of laughter dwindled, replaced with an unsettling silence. What could be so serious that it interrupted their happy plans? Lisa's expression changed, the weight of responsibility descending upon her once more. What do you mean? She asked softly. There are things happening that most of us don't know, Mr. Collins started, his voice shaky. Things we need to consider for everyone's safety. The words hung in the air like dark clouds above, casting a shadow over their moment of joy. Was his news about to derail everything they had planned? Mia held her breath, clutching her pen tightly, feeling a surge of anxiety. The Royal Adventure Club was meant to be a bright spot. Could it weather the storm that was looming? Let us hear him out, Lisa finally said, looking at Mia with a mixture of determination and fear. As she did, a thought flickered in Mia's mind. What if this challenge brought them all closer together? What if the very thing that threatened their plans could also reveal something deeper, a bond within the community? Just at that moment, a feeling of resolve grew inside her. Maybe, just maybe, the Royal Adventure Club had the power to unite them all. Lisa's voice came gently. Go on, Mr. Collins. We're listening. With that, the intrigue hung heavier in the room, as the next chapter of their adventure began to unfold. What was he prepared to reveal? Mr. Collins hesitated, shifting his weight from one foot to the other, as if the weight of what he was about to say was almost too heavy to bear. The room felt charged with a quiet anxiety, but Mia clung to a glimmer of hope. She could sense that whatever was coming might be important. Thank you for letting me share, he finally began, his hands running nervously through his thinning hair. We've been hearing rumors, troubling things. It seems like someone has been vandalizing homes in the neighborhood lately. Nothing devastating, but enough that people are scared. They don't want to feel unsafe. And we can't have our kids out playing without knowing everything is okay. Mia's heart sank. The Royal Adventure Club had been all about fun, laughter, and community spirit. But now, fear crept into the mix, threatening to dim the bright colors of her plans. But wait, she spoke up, her voice small but courageous. What if we held the club meetings outside? Everyone could come together, and we could watch out for each other. It could be a way to show we're safer together. Lisa's eyes sparkled with pride at Mia's suggestion. That's a great idea, sweetheart, she said, her heart swelling. A gathering like that could bring everyone closer. Mr. Collins stared at Mia, his brow furrowing. That might not be enough, though. Some people feel like they're being targeted. They might not want to come out, even for something fun. Mia's expression turned determined. If some people were afraid, it made it all the more important to unite them. But we can't let fear win, she declared. Maybe if we reach out to them and invite them personally, they'll see it safe. We can show everyone they're not alone. The room was quiet, the weight of Mia's words slowly sinking in. It was Lisa who broke the silence. Mia's right. We need to let people know that this club is more than just an activity. It's a community of family, with everyone included. We can be each other's support. Mr. Collins nodded, albeit reluctantly. Perhaps if you can organize something, maybe a neighborhood watch-along with your club? It could reassure everyone that we're in this together. Yes, Mia exclaimed, her eyes alight with a spark of possibility. We can hold a meeting where everyone feels they belong. And through games and stories, will build trust. We need to show them that there's love and friendship here, she added, her spirit igniting the conversation again. Mrs. Thornton chimed in. I can introduce the idea to my group too. We can spread the word and ensure everyone feels invited. The energy shifted in the room. Fear took a back seat, making space for courage. As the adults rallied with Mia's suggestion, she could feel a ripple of excitement build again. This could be an adventure, after all, a chance to transform fear into friendship. Lisa watched her daughter, pride swelling in her chest. Mia's belief in community was shining so brightly. Let us brainstorm a list of all the families we want to invite for the first meeting. We'll make it a big, welcoming event to show that every voice matters. Can we make decorations too? Mia asked, her eyes twinkling. Like banners and games. It'll feel like a real celebration. Yes, a celebration of community. Lisa responded with enthusiasm, the fear from earlier fading further away. As they dove into planning, laughter and excitement filled the air once more. Yet in the back of Lisa's mind lingered a question. Would their efforts to unite the neighborhood be enough to truly put people at ease? That evening, after everyone left, Lisa looked at the array of notes and doodles that filled the table. With a deep breath, she realized that light could emerge from darkness, and sometimes hope sprang from the unlikeliest of moments. But as she tucked Mia into bed that night, the soft sound of her daughter's breathing became the backdrop to Lisa's ruminations. What if their club could uncover hidden fears, turn them into conversations, and ultimately forge a stronger bond among their neighbors? Mom, Mia whispered sleepily, do you think the Royal Adventure Club will help us make everyone feel safe? In that moment, Lisa realized the adventure hadn't just begun. It was a journey of trust, courage, and unity. The stakes were higher than just an event. It was about healing a community. And the question echoed in her mind. Could they really inspire change? With that thought suspended in the air, both fell asleep, dreaming of possibilities that felt both fragile and profound. What lay ahead would their efforts be enough to break through walls of fear and ignite the spirit of community they desired? The sun peeked through Mia's bedroom window the next morning, filling the room with a warm, golden light. Lisa was already awake, her mind buzzing with thoughts of the neighborhood meeting. They had so much to do. Today felt like a fresh start, a chance to shift everything. Mia bounded down the stairs, still wearing her pajamas. Mom, can we start planning now? Her eyes sparkled with anticipation. Absolutely, sweetie. Lisa replied, grinning at her daughter's enthusiasm. They settled around the kitchen table with paper and markers, ready to unleash their creativity. What about using a big poster board to write invitations? Mia suggested, her tiny fingers sketching stars and hearts on the blank canvas. Lisa nodded. And we can paint it with bright colors. Let everyone know it's a celebration. As they worked together, laughter filled the kitchen, making it feel like home, a place full of warmth and love. After they made their poster, it was time to put their plan into action. They grabbed their list of families and set out into the neighborhood, apprehensive but hopeful. Each door they knocked on felt like an important step. Some families answered and smiled with surprise. Others seemed reluctant, peering out through cracked doors, expressions uncertain. There's going to be a special meeting, Mia explained to one family. It's about playing games and being together. We want you to feel safe and welcome. Her sincerity shone through, and Lisa watched, heart swelling with pride. They handed out colorful invitations, elaborately decorated with Mia's artwork, filled with cheer and bright letters. Some neighbors looked intrigued, but others still held skepticism in their gaze. Lisa felt her heart drop a little every time she saw fear masked in their eyes. At one house, an older man named Mr. Peterson shook his head.
Sorry, miss.
I don't think it's safe. Mia stepped forward, determined. But you won't be alone. We'll all be there together watching out for each other. Isn't that what friends do? Her voice was steady, full of unyielding conviction. A flicker of warmth spread across Mr. Peterson's face. That's sweet of you, little girl. He paused, and for that brief moment, Lisa saw a glimmer of hope spark in his eyes before he shut the door. "Mom, I think I scared him," Mia said quietly, looking up at Lisa. "No, honey," Lisa reassured her, kneeling down to her level. "You didn't scare him. You showed him heart. Sometimes it takes a little courage to let others in." They trudged onward, a mix of smiles and rejections marking their route. But each door knocked was a step closer to building the world Mia envisioned, a community standing strong together. When they returned home, exhilaration surged through Lisa. "What if we make it a potluck?" she suggested, brainstorming again. "Everyone can bring a dish, a piece of their home. All the neighbors sharing a meal together." Mia's eyes widened. "Like a feast. And we can even have fun games afterward." Energy flowed as they jotted down ideas. But there was still a hesitant feeling in Lisa's gut. Would it really work? What if not enough people showed up? The apprehension hung in the air like a thick fog. That evening, as they prepared dinner, Mia noticed the tension in her mother's eyes. "Mom, are you okay?" "I'm fine, sweetie. Just thinking." "About the meeting?" Mia asked, her little brow furrowed in concern. "Yeah, just wondering if people will come together like we hope." Mia's face softened with understanding. "They will, Mom. We need to be brave, just like we told them." In that moment of genuine insight, Lisa felt a flicker of warmth spread through her, igniting her own bravery. Maybe they could inspire others not just through words, but through their unshakable spirit. As the night deepened, they settled into bed, both sensing the weight of what tomorrow could bring. What would the first gathering feel like? Would it be a celebration of community, or more than that, a test of their faith in unity? Just as Mia drifted off to sleep, Lisa whispered, "Tomorrow is a big day, isn't it?" Mia mumbled in agreement, her dreams already filled with vibrant banners, happy faces, and laughter dancing in the air. Tomorrow would reveal the truth of their mission. Could they truly bring their community back together? The morning came more quickly than Lisa expected. The sun streamed in again, and the familiar warmth stirred her from sleep. She rubbed her eyes and glanced at the clock. It was nearly time to get ready. Mia was already awake, bouncing with excitement, her small legs swinging off the edge of the bed.
"Mom,
"It's today," Mia exclaimed, her face glowing with anticipation. Lisa smiled, letting the nerves settle like butterflies in her stomach. "I know, sweetie. Let us make sure we're ready." Moments later, the kitchen was alive with the sounds of clinking dishes and sizzling stovetop magic. As Lisa scrambled eggs, she shared quiet conversation with Mia about everything they'd prepared. "Remember, we'll set up the tables in the yard and hang the posters. And most importantly, we have to be welcoming." Mia nodded vigorously while munching on her toast. "And I'll be the first one to greet everyone. They're gonna love it." The enthusiasm in her daughter's voice brightened the corners of Lisa's worries. They spent the next hour arranging chairs, making games with colorful paper and tape, and laying out the food, each dish a symbol of comfort and community. They'd received a few replies, and after a gentle nudge from Lisa, Mia made sure to invite the neighbors who had been hesitant. But beneath the surface of her daughter's brightness, Lisa felt a tug of doubt. The uncertainty lingered. What if nobody showed up? As the clock ticked closer to the meeting time, Mia's energy radiated through their home. Lisa couldn't help but smile. They placed fish-shaped cutouts on the tables, each one bearing a neighbor's name, a delicate, simple touch, aiming to bring a sense of belonging.
Mom,
"I'm going to make a sign that says, 'Welcome,'" Mia exclaimed. At that moment, her determination illuminated Lisa's heart even more. Here was her daughter, pouring joy into small gestures, turning uncertainty into hope. Minutes ticked by, and then, just as the sun ascended notably higher, a car pulled up outside. A wave of apprehension washed over Lisa. Was it just their neighbor, Mrs. Jensen, or was it a testimony of their dreams starting to take shape? "Look, Mom. Someone's here," Mia shouted, clapping her hands. Lisa peered out the window and saw Mrs. Jensen stepping out, holding a dish covered with foil. It took only seconds before Lisa rushed to the door, Mia trailing closely behind. Hi, Mrs. Jensen. Thanks for coming. Lisa greeted with a smile that felt wide enough to conceal her heart racing. Oh, I wouldn't miss it. I brought my famous potato salad, dear, Mrs. Jensen said, her voice soft but warm. I'm glad to see you and little Mia trying to bring everyone together. Just then, another family arrived, hesitantly at first but gradually warming up, and joining the fray transformed the atmosphere. Laughter soon radiated from different corners as families assembled, children giggled, and the sight of neighbors greeting each other filled Lisa's heart to the brim. But amidst the charm of smiles and laughter, Lisa still noticed a few standoffish eyes, mission-oriented but guarded. She longed to connect with them, to ease their apprehension like Mia had done with Mr. Peterson. Hours later, with bellies full, Mia scampered off to gather everyone for games. Lisa watched her daughter sprint across the yard, unburdened by doubt. "Let us play charades," Mia announced. But as the game began, Lisa couldn't ignore the quiet discontent that still loomed among some neighbors. She could sense hesitation, the lingering fear of an evening turning chaotic. Taking a deep breath, Lisa stepped forward to address the gathering, ready to speak from the heart. "I know many of us have felt alone or unsure in the past. But today, let us be brave and share not just food but stories. We're all here because we want to be part of each other's lives." Suddenly, a voice permeated the crowd, cutting through the chatter. "But what if it's not? What if it doesn't change anything?" As every head turned toward the speaker, Lisa's heartbeat raced. Who had spoken? What they had hoped would be a light-hearted gathering was now shadowed by doubt. But deep down, she knew they were standing at the edge of something truly transformative. Could this be the turning point they were all waiting for? Could real conversations erase fears that felt too heavy to lift? Lisa took in a deep breath, glancing at Mia, who stood eagerly waiting by her side. It was time to find out what lay ahead. Lisa's heart pounded as she scanned the gathering, eyes drawn to the elderly man standing at the edge of the yard. Mr. Davis, a quiet figure within their neighborhood, wore a weathered expression that seemed as if it had witnessed decades of unspoken stories. The stinging questions he posed echoed in the air. What if it doesn't change anything? The tension crackled, a thick blanket pressing down on Lisa's resolve. She braced herself, ready to respond. "I believe it can," she began, her voice steadying as she spoke, "but only if we're willing to take a chance. Every change starts small, doesn't it? One conversation, one new friend. We don't have to do it all at once." Mia sensed the weight of the moment, tugging on Lisa's sleeve. "Mom, can I say something?" Mia's voice rang out, sweet yet powerful. The hush fell deeper, as every eye turned to her. Lisa knelt beside her daughter, sensing the surge of pride and hope rising within. "Go ahead, sweetheart." Mia took a step forward, confidence blooming in her posture. "I know it's scary to meet new people. I was scared too. But we all want friends. Friends who laugh. Friends who can help us when we need it. Just like you helped me with my drawings and when I was sad." The audience shifted, their expressions beginning to soften, smiles breaking through the tension. Mia continued, "If we all share a little bit of our stories, we can be friends. It's like a puzzle." "A puzzle?" Mr. Davis echoed, a flicker of curiosity in his gaze. "Yeah." Mia's energy flooded the air. "You can't see the whole picture without all the pieces. And if we don't try, we'll never know if we fit together." That dear innocence cut through the weight of their anxieties. A neighbor murmured, "She's right." The comment rolled through the crowd, a contagious seed of understanding taking root. Hesitantly at first, people began to share. Stories poured out like a river unleashed about struggles, about joys, the shared experience of raising children, or the fear of losing touch. Each word wove them closer as laughter tinged the air, bridging gaps once filled with uncertainty. Mr. Davis stepped forward, his expression transformed. My wife and I used to host gatherings like this years ago." His voice cracked slightly, but he pressed on. "After she passed, I stopped. I didn't think anyone would want to come. But maybe I was wrong." The sincerity of his words hung in the air. "Thank you, Mia. His smile turned genuine as the community shared a collective nod of understanding.
See?
Mia grinned, her eyes sparkling with pride. We're all here together. And we should have more fun. Laughter erupted anew, this time deeper, filled with unity. Mia led the spontaneous energy into a new game, a playful charade of neighbors mimicking their favorite activities. The sounds of laughter melded with newfound connections, cheeky antics igniting even the most standoffish. But as the evening began to unfold, Lisa's eyes caught on a solitary figure near the back, Emma, a frequently overlooked neighbor whose own sadness radiated like a dark cloud. Lisa's heart ached for her. The walls Emma had built were thicker than most. At the end of this joyful sharing, a knot formed in Lisa's throat. Taking a breath, Lisa beckoned to Mia. Let us go talk to her. Mia complied, her small hand fitting perfectly in Lisa's as they approached Emma, warmth encircling them both. Hey, Emma, Lisa smiled, her voice soft and inviting. We'd love for you to join us. But the moment their eyes met, Lisa felt Emma's resistance like a wall. There was pain and uncertainty in her gaze, and for a brief moment, it was Lisa's turn to be vulnerable. What if I can't? What if my story is too much? Emma's voice trembled, uncertainty eating at her. Then share it with us, we'll listen. You're not alone, Lisa urged, squeezing her hand gently, compassion radiating. As Emma hesitated, a part of Lisa wondered if she could break through the barriers surrounding her. Could today truly be the day that connected a heart shattered by isolation? Lisa felt Mia squeeze her hand, the little girl, whispering, "We can do it, Mom." Indeed, together they could. But would Emma take the leap? Would she allow herself to be a piece of this puzzle as they sought to build something beautiful together? The shadows of uncertainty loomed, but there was also hope glimmering on the horizon. And Lisa held her breath, awaiting the spark that would ignite Emma's spirit. Emma's eyes flickered with something a hint of curiosity beneath the shroud of doubt. Lisa held her breath, the space between them heavy with possibilities. Mia stood close, her tiny body radiating warmth and determination like a beacon in the chilly evening air. Everyone has a puzzle, Mia said, her innocent voice breaking the silence. Yours might just be a different shape. But pieces can fit, can't they? There was a stillness, a collective introspection as the gathering shifted their focus towards Emma. Lisa could sense the community's collective heartbeat, nervous, but curious. They were giving Emma the choice, a chance for her voice to be heard. What if I don't have a happy ending? Emma finally whispered, her defenses wavering. The vulnerability in her voice sent a ripple through the crowd. You're not alone in that, Mr. Davis spoke up, his rich, steady voice contradicting his earlier reticence. I lost my wife. It took years before I found the courage to share that. But sometimes it's our struggles that bring us together. His gaze lingered on Emma, urging her forward in a gentle embrace of understanding. Tears pricked at Lisa's eyes. It was as if Mr. Davis had opened a door, allowing light to seep into the darkness within Emma. The tears couldn't be stifled, nor could the sighs of relief. Maybe we could share the stories that hurt, Mia proposed, her voice soft but powerful. I did after my first lost drawing competition. It was scary, but talking to Grandma made me feel lighter. That simple example hung in the air, a lifeline thrown to Emma. Lisa squeezed Mia's hand tighter, her heart swelling with pride for her daughter, who was delivering wisdom only a child could, honest and eager. Emma was silent, her thoughts darting around like swallows in a sky brightened by dawn. I haven't shared much, she admitted. Not really. People don't really care to listen. That's not true, Lisa said gently, stepping closer. We care, Emma. We're all here because we want to hear. Please share with us when you're ready. The warmth of the moment began to weave around Emma. She looked around, taking in the faces filled with eagerness and empathy, and tentatively, she nodded. Okay, maybe I could try.
Yay!
Mia cheered softly, her eyes twinkling with happiness. I've lived in this neighborhood for years, Emma began, her voice still fragile but gaining strength. And I've struggled. I used to love painting. But since my husband passed, I can't seem to find the joy anymore." A hush swept over the gathering, each person feeling the weight of her loss. Tiny gasps broke through from the crowd, but Emma hadn't stopped. "I'd isolate myself and figure it was easier than facing everything." It was an outpouring of years bottled within, and as her story unfolded, the tension bled into the night air, shifting into something more hopeful. Emma spoke about her husband, the laughter they shared, and the ashes left behind. The crowd listened intently, absorbed by the journey that once felt so lonely. Mia started to draw near to Emma, looking up at her with wide eyes, full of empathy. "You can paint again," she said softly, as if it was the most natural thing in the world. "I can help you." More people began to nod in agreement, various murmurs of support, voices blending as one. "We'll help you. You don't have to do it alone." Tears trickled down Emma's cheeks now, but they were different. They felt like a release rather than pain. Hope flickered, igniting inside her. She finally smiled, a tentative but bright smile that began to radiate its own light. As Emma's shoulders relaxed, Lisa felt a warmth surge through her entire being. This was the moment so desperately needed, the spark igniting a connection within the community. Together, they were weaving a tapestry of shared experiences, each vibrant thread telling a story of its own. And deep in Lisa's heart, she knew that they were just starting. With every shared story, every whispered secret, there would be a new chance to grow together. But amidst the laughter and the emerging bonds, a faint rattle of wind carried a darker whisper. Emma's past was not about to release its grip that easily. "Will I ever feel whole again?" Emma pondered aloud, her voice laced with uncertainty. The question hung in the air poised, waiting for an answer, amid the camaraderie. Each person felt the weight of it. And so, the night deepened, filled with laughter, stories, and budding friendships. Yet, in the shadows, an uncharted path lay ahead for Emma and everyone gathered. Would sharing her burdens help heal her soul? The crowd watched as Emma wrestled with her pain. Would this lead to the healing she so desperately sought, or was it just the beginning of a longer journey? Emma took a deep breath, finally feeling the warmth of the crowd seep into her very core. The support was tangible, like a blanket wrapped around her shoulders. She wiped her cheeks, the mixture of fear and hope swirling inside her. "Maybe I can." Mia's small hand squeezed Emma's, her encouragement palpable. "You can. Just like you showed me you could try again. When I got super nervous about my dance recital, you told me to believe in myself." Those memories flowed back to Emma, lifting her spirit a little higher. "You're right, Mia. I used to paint dreams on canvas. Those moments felt like magic. I want to believe I can feel that again." There was a flicker of confidence in her voice, and the surrounding faces lit up, giving her strength. Mr. Davis leaned forward, eyes bright with understanding. "Art creates a bridge, Emma. It connects us to our deepest feelings. It helped me after I lost my wife. I didn't think I'd ever pick up a brush again, but one evening, something shifted." He smiled, lifting the soft memory from his past like it mattered. "I painted a sunset." Every color poured out of my heart as Emma listened. It struck her how profound it was to find pieces of an unfinished journey in other stories. She looked around at the crowd, a tapestry of lives interwoven with streaks of pain, joy, and resilience. There was a moment of silence, then Emma spoke again, her voice more resolute. "I miss the way painting brought me closer to my husband. I used to drag him to art classes with me, and he'd make up silly names for my paintings. The Blue Cat Parade, or Rainbow Sock Monsters." Laughter erupted from the crowd, a gentle reminder of joy. Lisa saw the light shift in Emma. Maybe this was the turning point they all needed. We could have an art night. We could all bring supplies and share stories, just like this. What do you think? Other voices chimed in, everyone urging her forward. "I'll be right there with you." Someone called, "Let us paint a mural together." Echoed another. Emma's heart raced. Could it really work? A community art night felt like a lifeline. Maybe it was just what she needed. "All right, I'll bring some of my paints." Her smile grew. brightening the atmosphere. Mia bounced in excitement, and I can bring glitter. The suggestion earned a collective chuckle, but it also filled the air with a bubbling anticipation. But as the laughter danced with the wind, a thought brushed through Emma's mind. What if the night revealed more than she was ready to face? Could she really embrace what lay ahead? The thought sank slightly as she pondered her fragility beneath their bright cheer. "Did you hear that?" Mr. Davis's voice broke the moment of bliss. His brows furrowed as he gazed toward the edge of the gathering. "Is someone watching us?" The crowd turned slowly, uneasy glances exchanged. A chill ran through the air, the laughter fading into hushed whispers. Each person felt an odd disquiet settle around them. "Who is there?" Emma's heart raced. Shadows were encroaching on the periphery, and where there had been warmth now loomed uncertainty. As they strained to see, the figure remained indistinct, lurking just beyond the light. Time stretched painfully, the festive mood of the evening reflecting against an unseen weight pressing heavily against them. "Maybe we should go check." Lisa's voice wavered, glancing back at Emma for assurance. "Maybe we should stay together," Emma replied, a new spark igniting within her, a combined determination echoing hope and courage. But was she ready to unearth the truths waiting in the darkness? In that moment, the winds shifted, heralding the unknown. Whatever happened next could break them apart or pull them closer together. Would they dare to step into the shadows, or would fear keep them rooted in place? The murmurs filled the air like dry leaves rustling in the wind. Lisa peered cautiously at the shadowed figure standing just beyond the flickering lantern light, her heart racing as uncertainty circled their gathering. What was lurking in the darkness? "Let us go check together," she said, rallying her own courage first before glancing at Mia. "We'll be all right." Mia nodded fiercely, standing tall, determined not to let fear win. Emma, still shaking but empowered by the community around her, stepped forward too. "Not alone. We'll face it together, whatever it is," she declared, raising her chin like a queen. The group instinctively formed a circle, their resources clinging to each other for strength. Together, they approached the shadow, hearts pounding, waiting for the moment of revelation that could change everything. As they drew closer, the shape began to emerge from the darkness, a young girl with wild, tangled hair and eyes wide with fright. When she recognized the gathering, her trembling voice barely rose above a whisper. "I am sorry, I didn't mean to scare you." Lisa felt her heart soften at the sight of the girl. "You're okay, sweetheart. What's your name?" "Lily," she replied, biting her lip anxiously. I heard laughter and wanted to come see, but I got scared and stayed back." Mia stepped forward, her warmth radiating like sunshine. "We're happy you came, Lily. Do you want to join our fun?" Lily's eyes widened. "Really? You're not mad at me?" "Of course not. We're here to share stories, just like you share your bravery coming out here," Emma encouraged, reaching out gently. "You're just in time for games and art. Let us paint a picture of friendship together." That invitation was like a spark to ignite a flame. The crowd's tension began to ease, and a wave of relief washed over them. This moment was more than just about facing fear. It was also about extending love and friendship to someone who needed it. Lily's face broke into a hesitant smile, stepping forward into the circle of warmth. The shadows that had once loomed so large began to dissipate, replaced by the light of connection. As laughter resumed, Lisa felt the weight lift. This was what community meant, finding strength within each other, sharing light instead of shadows. The path that lay ahead wasn't always predictable, but they had just shown that facing the unknown brought people together, instead of pulling them apart. Suddenly, Emma spoke, her voice steady. "This can be about all of us. Let us plan our art night now. Everyone can bring something from their heart, like stories, pictures, anything." Her enthusiasm was infectious. The crowd expanded as more people joined in. The gathering transformed into a celebration of courage and unity. Ideas bounced back and forth like vibrant butterflies, mural designs, themed stories, color palettes. Each contribution reflected a growing tapestry of thoughts entwined with dreams and friendships. Mia declared, eyes sparkling, and we can have a talent show too. Everyone can show what they love to do. That thought fueled the energy of excitement. Smiles broke out anew all around. The shadows had cleared, replaced with vibrant colors of hope. Lisa witnessed it all, the strength growing within, the renewed connection blooming under the night sky as they pledged to support one another, no matter the challenges they faced. As the evening deepened, Emma and Lily began painting together, giggling softly and sharing ideas. The sight filled Lisa with an overwhelming sense of pride. It was more than just an art night. It was a change in the air, a shift she had been longing for. "Mom, look." Lily said she likes cats. Mia beamed, displaying her half-finished artwork. "I'm going to help her draw one." Lisa smiled, her heart warmed by the undeniable magic wrapping around them. She found Mr. Davis nearby, who caught her eye, gesturing to the joint masterpiece blooming before them. "You've created something special here. You and Mia brought us together." And as each story unfolded, she felt the heart of the neighborhood shift even further. This was about healing, about nurturing the human spirit backward into the warmth of community. But even with such joy, the question still lingered. Would Emma and Lily truly find what they were seeking? As their laughter danced into the night, Lisa knew this wasn't the end. It was only the beginning. The growth that had sprouted for all of them was a testament to the power of authentic connections, daring the community to face their fears, to heal, and to embrace each other. And as Lisa looked around, from person to person, she could see a new light burning bright within them, a collective heartbeat looking forward toward a brighter tomorrow, and with a fierce belief that they could be strong enough together. Nothing could dim their sparkle now. You need to subscribe now. Don't wait not even one more second to share your thoughts in the comments. Leave a like now to feed the algorithm, and share instantly this video with at least 5 friends who need to see this transformation. This is the moment to show your support. Let us grow this community together.